Hi everyone, today is a fragrance video. As you know, I film those fairly frequently, and conversation today will be revolving around fragrances that I have that I'm running low on or running out of. I do get lots of questions on my channel pertaining to how the heck am I able to use up so many fragrances in a year. I generally go through about 10 to 20. This year I believe it was 16 in 2020. And I get questions, oh my goodness, how do you use them up? I don't find it very difficult. I just basically own perfumes. I use them all. I change clothes a couple of times a day, so I reapply a couple of times a day, and I usually use different scents. I apply also fragrance right before bedtime to create an atmosphere that is relaxing and pleasant. And today I'm going to show you the ones that from 2020 are low enough for me to assume that I will be finishing them up in 2021. This is kind of what I'm expecting to be finishing up. However, sometimes you just get into the groove and wear the heck out of a particular perfume, and that's the one that you run low on at the end of the year. Let's start with this one. We have Chanel Allure here. And I have a pretty big bottle. I have about this much left. It's a nice peachy floral, a very classic, kind of like 90s flair. In the 90s, there were lots of peaches that came out, late 80s, early 90s. This is one of those peachy florals with a bit of sweetness in it. I do enjoy it. I have a member of my family that wears it, and I'm not sure if this is something that I will continue to repurchase. I might buy the Sensuel version. This is the just original Eau de Parfum. I might look into Eau de Toilette versions as well. I don't know how I feel about it at this point. Maybe I'm just tired of it, but I will be using it up and will be considering repurchasing it in the future, but I might look into a lighter weight version. This is a bit cloying for me at the moment, but my taste for how dense I want my fragrance does fluctuate. So sometimes I put something away for like 7-8 months, sometimes a year, and then pick it back up and I'm into it again. So we'll see if that happens with Allure. I am not sure, but there's not much of it left, so I'm not thinking that it's going to survive 2021. I also have Cinema by Yves Saint Laurent. This is an Eau de Parfum as well. It is a 50 ml bottle. It's a beautiful little bottle. It's very cute and pretty. I find the taste level in the design of the flacon really, really high. I do like this a lot. I used to be more into it than I am right now. This is a very easy to wear, sweet floral with maybe a little bit of gourmand undertones. I do think that it's pretty. I do think that it's very, very wearable if you're looking for a wearable, soft, ladylike fragrance that isn't going to be all up in your business. I think Cinema is great, and it's, you know, it's a classic at this point. I will probably be repurchasing it in the future. I'm about halfway through it, and I don't believe it will survive. I don't believe it will survive 2021 because I do tend to pick it up quite a bit. This guy is almost completely out. I'm having a hard time using it up. This is Replica by the Fireplace from Maison Margiela. It is a wonderful fireplace scent, very literal. I really like the apothecarian packaging that we have here. As you can see, very classic. I like the linen label. It's nice and durable and beautiful. So I'm a big fan of this fragrance. I think it's gorgeous. I wish I bought a smaller bottle because I did have a chance to just get sick of it. These days, I don't buy bottles of this size. This is pretty old. It's been kicking around for years. And obviously it didn't change or turn in any way. The liquid possibly got a slight bit darker, but not by much. I do store my fragrances in a cool, dark drawer So they are stored under ideal conditions and they can last probably a decade easy that way, or at least most of the fragrances that are alcohol based can definitely last a long time. Oil based fragrances basically indefinitely. So they tout burning wood and chestnut. Lovely, lovely, literal fireplace scent that I like to wear probably in the dead of winter the most. I don't have much left. I believe that I probably won't wear it this year because you know, the really cold, frosty weather is going to be over fairly soon. Maybe in February I'll pick it up more, but I probably will finish it up next fall, winter 2021, and I don't suspect that it will be around for very long. Let me know, have you purchased much from Maison Margiela? I'm interested in Beach Walk and Sunday Morning. Those two I'm kind of eyeballing and wanting to wear more of. I have some deluxe size samples. I'll wear them in and decide whether I want a full bottle or not. I will probably at some point repurchase By the Fireplace because it's so iconic, because it is so literal. But honestly, this is a hard fragrance to wear because it's very, very dense, but also it is not one that changes with time. There's no journey with this scent. You apply it and you're there. This is how it's going to smell the entire time, just slightly fading into the background. So, which is what you want out of a fireplace kind of scent. Where is it going to go? How is it going to migrate? What is it going to change into? But it does tend to wear a very long time, so it's just kind of pressing a little bit too dense, a little bit too aggressive in a way. So for me right now, I do gravitate towards slightly lighter weight fragrances, something that isn't going to suffocate and muffle me down under itself. So Replica, mixed feelings right now, but I'm sure as soon as I'm back into the full-on fragrance craziness where I'm wearing very, very heavy scents, I'll probably think about repurchasing this one. It's a lovely frag, but just be careful if you are somebody who tends to get sick or headachy with fragrances. Avoid the ones that are really heavy and cloying and ones that are huge in sillage and lasting power. You might think that it's a good thing that those fragrances have such a huge sillage and lasting power, but it's a bit tricky. I do prefer good lasting power, but medium sillage. But this is a personal preference. Different people like different things. Next, we have something that I barely have, maybe one quarter left off, and this is Katy Perry's Mad Love perfume. This is an interesting twist on a celebrity fragrance. It is very much a celebrity fragrance. You smell it, you immediately know that it's one of the celebrities that came up with this. There is a big strawberry here, which is why I purchased it, and I don't hate it. This is a bit simple and a bit too derivative for what I look for. However, if you want a synthetic candy like strawberry, you might find it here, and if strawberries are your thing, you might really enjoy this. So Katy Perry Mad Love, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the bottle, obviously. You probably know, if you know what I like in bottle design, this is not my favorite, and it's not something that I'm particularly thrilled to ever display or have around, but I mean, I've seen worse. It's not that bad. It's fine. It's fine. I like the color. I do not like the embossing here. I think this cheapens the bottle. I wish it was just maybe smooth. It'd be better. However, I'm not the designer for bottles for Katy Perry, so what do I know? So check it out if you're interested. This is a sweet, fruity fruit. Not much floral there. Next, we have this one. I have taken it out of its original packaging. It used to come in a big pink box almost, like a tube, and it just killed me. The fragrance was so ugly to look at. I couldn't take it. I took it out, and now I'm just having it hang around in the bottle. This is Sarah Jessica Parker NYC Crush, I believe. It's supposed to be this easygoing, easy to wear, lightweight beachy scent, coconutty. And I agree that there is a little bit of coconut. It does remind me in some ways of Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess. There is an element that is quite similar in the two of them, and it's not unpleasant. I do think that it's a pretty slightly woody coconut that opens up quite sweet with time, and I am about halfway through this one as well, and it is you know, a feat, because I generally struggle finding tropical scents that I like. I hated the bottle enough to never buy the fragrance, no matter how good it is, unless you are willing to toss the bottle. The bottle looks about like this. It is just horrendous. I don't know who designed it. I mean, certainly you see it on the shelf and it grabs your attention, but most definitely for me, not in a good way. Again, it's a question of taste. Somebody might enjoy this kind of a presentation, but I do find it jarring. I find it painful. It's an assault on my senses. The fragrance, however, is quite decent. Again, it's slightly sweet, it's lightweight, it's a little bit sporty almost. Not in a fresh way, but in a lightweight fruity way. I do think that it's a pretty good fragrance. It doesn't last long though, so if you're looking for something that is going to last a really long time, that is not it. But it's kind of like a gym bag sort of frag. I do like that sort because they're just so gosh darn wearable. I don't think this will survive very long because you do need to apply quite a bit for it to be noticeable, so you're kind of stuck using quite a bit at a time. Then we have the Kenzo Amour Le Parfum. Here, I do like the bottle. I think the bottle is quite architectural and pretty. Unfortunately, it is difficult also to manipulate because it only closes a certain way. So you end up trying to find which way to close it. Now, this guy is quite a good find from Kenzo. I actually really enjoy lots of different Kenzo fragrances. I find them pleasant. I find them very wearable, and I find them at the same time interesting. Yeah, see, I'm struggling each time I try to close it. Come on. Nope. Yeah. Here we have lots of vanillic sweetness with a little bit of dry ricey note. I find it wearable. I find it elegant. I find it soft, quite feminine. And there is a point of interest with that dry rice, which I find alluring, appealing, and curious. It's not smelling like every other fragrance, but it is a soft, sweet choice. If you're looking for a vanilla that is maybe a little elevated, a little higher end, and a little bit more ladylike, I would say Kenzo Amour is a good choice. Barring the design of the bottle, I don't really have anything negative to say about it. It's just so very pleasant. And this guy you have heard about for a really long time. This is Aqua Allegoria Flora Nymphea from Guerlain. And Flora Nymphea is a really, really beautiful honeyed floral with pollen and with very authentic sweet beeswax note. I am very sad that this is limited edition and cannot be found anymore, but I do have a backup. So once this one's done, I'll crack into the backup that I have. But for now, I will be relishing and enjoying the remainder of this lovely bottle. And again, presentation is wonderful. Look at this. The design of the bottle is adorable. I don't know why people object to this particular bottle design. Some people really don't like it. I really like it. I see nothing wrong whatsoever with it. So probably going to be gone fairly soon. Then we have another Kenzo number. As you can see, I'm using my Kenzo fragrances, and this is Flower by Kenzo Le Parfum. This is one of the candied violets, girly, slightly wink to the vintage fragrances of the past, soft, powdery floral. really wonderful. One of my favorites for very early spring, and it's probably going to be in my transitional fragrance wardrobe for winter to spring transition. I'm halfway through this one. I repurchase it constantly. This is not my first or second bottle. I think maybe it's third or fourth time I've purchased it, and I'll be buying it again. This is one of the lovely violets. If you like violet scents and powdery scents, but not like talcum powder, but elevated, beautiful cosmetic powder sort of idea. The bottle is pretty. I don't think that there's anything particularly special with it, but it does have this cool architectural shape. So as a display item, I think it's quite nice. These guys are just such a classic, and they'll be around forever. I don't see them ever discontinuing this scent, because at this point it's a classic, and you shouldn't get rid of classics, Kenzo. Never get rid of classics. Again, about halfway through. This is a 30 ml bottle, so there's only about 15 ml here. It's not a lot. I'll definitely get good use out of it and complete this bottle fairly soon. Same can be said about Balenciaga Paris. This guy is with me for a few years. Again, this is not the first time I'm purchasing it either. And this is Balenciaga namesake. So Balenciaga Paris, that's the name of it. So Balenciaga Paris is the best readily available scent that I found that mimics Guerlain Meteorite scent, which is one of my favorite smells ever in the world. And it's a pretty close dupe. This is also sweet candied violets, a little bit more on the candied side, a little less on the violet side. If comparing those two, they're definitely like maybe cousins. They aren't completely similar, but they're from the same realm. Here we have more powder, we have more sort of elegance, a little bit cooler scent, a little bit more dense. This is lightweight and very, very wearable. You can basically treat it as an all year rounder. I think great as a signature scent. I do like the birdcage design of the bottle. Again, good for display. So I think it's basically flawless. I like everything about it. I will be buying it forever and ever. And if you do like the scent of meteorites, it's pretty close. It's not identical, but it's very close. Probably some of the closest I've ever smelled. There are scents that you can get that are probably a little bit closer, but they're more difficult to find. This is pretty readily available, so we go with that. We have next Vanilla Musk. That's from Coty. Here, I mean, obviously, we're talking about a very inexpensive scent. The bottle is, I think, decent, given the fact that it's a drugstore cheapie. I don't think I'll be buying it again for a long time. I used to wear it, I think, just out of high school because, you know, I worked retail and that's all I could afford, and it's good for that. I buy it because of nostalgia. I don't actually love the scent anymore because there is a bit of a plastic aftertaste. Something that I don't particularly enjoy. However, if that slight plastic note isn't popping up on your skin as it is on mine, I think it's a lovely little heavy on vanilla, light on the musk sort of scent. It's really not a complex find, but nice one nevertheless. I'm almost out of it. There's really not very much left. I have no idea how much is in here, 1 fluid ounce. So probably about 15 ml left in this one as well. Then we have something that's basically almost done. I have about this much left, and this is Taylor Swift Incredible Things. This is quite an interesting find. Bottle is not really objectionable. I don't hate it. It is, as you can see, a sticker. From far away, it doesn't look terrible. The cap is cheaply made. I think the watercolor design is not bad. So whoever did the graphics for it, I think did a good job. Obviously, it's a sticker, so I'm not going to be impressed. However, as most fragrances from Taylor, I actually am impressed. There is a bit of a mashup between a very feminine vanilla fragrance and the remainders of male cologne, and it's kind of married in this perfume. It is quite good. I would probably not be surprised if somebody like Givenchy came out with that kind of a scent. Probably Givenchy is the brand that I would imagine to create a scent like that that would fit their brand. So if you want that vibe, I mean, this is quite lovely, really, really good, and also smells amazing on dudes, I gotta say, because there's this delicious vanilla, but also that cologne edge. So if you are someone who likes vanillic, soft fragrances for a dude, however, obviously I don't expect men to be buying this particular bottle because of the marketing. It's really not marketed towards them, so it's hard to imagine them getting it. I am nearly out of my Carven Le Parfum. Now this is the bottle design that I can get behind. It is pretty beautiful, very nicely done, super classic, but also feminine and ageless, but with maybe a little bit of a vintage vibe. Gorgeous. One of the better bottle designs that I came across. This is a very, very floral scent, if you're into florals, and this is a moist, I know people hate that word, a dampened sweet pea scent. Lots of other florals in the background. Generally, you know, not everyone is floral crazy. I am. I actually do like florals, just exclusively flower-based perfumes with some woody or musky base, sometimes vanillic too. This is slightly cloying for me when first applied, but wears down into a very elegant, pretty, flowery poof of a scent because it is composed to be smelling like damp flowers. It loses this airy quality that I think they were going for, but close enough. It's gorgeous. Within 15 minutes, the dampness evaporates a little bit, and you are left with a pretty sweet pea based fragrance that is super feminine. So really like this. I'm not completely sure that I will be repurchasing this. I have been kind of pining after my long lost love of Chloe. I've worn it a really, really long time ago, then I really abandoned it for a long time. So I may buy Chloe next, and it will probably occupy the same niche as this one does. I suspect if you like Chloe, you will probably enjoy this. They are not one and the same, but from the same sandbox. They've grown up together. This is a more innocent, slightly more naive, a naive cousin or best friend of Chloe. So great little find if you're into florals. I am almost out of it, and I'm not convinced that I will be repurchasing it. I don't know yet. We will see. Something that I've been buying for years is another sunshine floral, and this is Burberry Weekend. I do actually enjoy the design of the bottle. I think it's beautiful, but it does take up a lot of space because it's wider than it is taller. So to me, a little bit more space and storage, but not everyone has a pile of perfumes like myself, so you might not really care that it occupies a little more space than warranted. This was a large bottle, 100 mils. I am almost completely finished with it. I will be buying it again. This is something that I don't usually go without. This is something that I normally have on hand. Whenever I feel like I want slightly fruity, sunshine, happiness, burst of energy floral, check it out. This is fairly affordable compared to some of the other Burberry scents. Weekend is fairly affordable because it was released such a long time ago. Again, there is a little bit of sweetness, but it's definitely a primarily floral scent, and it makes me happy. Puts a smile on your face. Give it a sniff because you may feel like, just if you want that little bit perking up, Weekend can do that. At least it does for me. And lastly, we have a Clinique fragrance. This is Clinique Aromatics Elixir in black. This is Eau de Parfum, and there's 15 ml here. I think it's about more than halfway done. There isn't that much left. It's an ambery fruit-based scent with some florals. It's more of an evening, not somber, but slightly more serious twist. In 2020, I finished up the Aromatics in white, so this is just its sister, its twin sister, darker twin sister. And they are nothing alike. So in case you like one but don't have the other, they are not similar. So they're very wearable. They're very nice perfumes. This one for me is mostly amber on my skin, which I do like, but amber is a bit of a tricky scent to wear because it can go a little metallic at times. This one does not. So if you are worried about amber scents, referencing metal a little bit, something like a metal shavings maybe in a factory. Aromatics in black does not do that. It's gentle, it's pretty, it's rounded out, and it's full bodied. So beautiful, beautiful scent. I will be using it up this year. I will definitely be keeping an eye out for something similar. I don't know whether I will be repurchasing it or not. Of note, if you like beautiful minimalistic packaging, I think you will enjoy this one. As you can see, it's just a beautiful, beautiful little find. It is black, but has a little bit of a aubergine undertone to it. Just nicely designed bottle, beautifully designed fragrance, no complaints, and I will be finishing it up. It's definitely not going to last me until 2022. It'll probably be done. So these are the fragrances that I'm running low on, running out of, and I'm planning, not planning, but suspecting that I'll finish them in 2021. There may be others that I maybe will focus on and really enjoy, and it's totally possible that I'll finish more fragrances, but these ones are probably going to be done. In terms of repurchasable fragrances, I would say Cinema, definitely Balenciaga Paris, most definitely both of Kenzo's, Amour and Flower, and definitely Burberry Weekend. Those are ones that I've purchased multiple times. The rest of them, I don't feel strongly one way or the other quite yet. Once I'm done with them, I will reconsider whether they're a repurchase or just a like. I might be, it might be enough to just use one bottle. That's it for today. Let me know which fragrances you continuously buy. Do you have certain scents that you repurchase over and over again? Is that your signature scent? Is that something that you buy for a specific reason? What is that reason, or what are those reasons? Just out of curiosity, how many bottles of fragrance do you go through in a year? Some of my subscribers say, yeah, same girl, I also use about that amount. And some go like, how the hell do you use that much? I promise you, I don't smell like perfume like 10 feet away. I apply very little when I'm at work, and at home I just go ham because, you know, my home I want to smell however I want to smell, and the world can burn. That's it for today. See you guys later. Have a good day. Good luck. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones, and stay healthy. Bye-bye.